And the home of the Blue Jays here in Toronto at the world's headquarters, the nation's music station. Well, how you doing? You okay? In the environment right here, we have, hey, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. How you doing, Michael?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to meet you. Hey, man. Good to see you. All right. Hey, it's probably been a while. 84? Ah, last time you probably saw me was on a monitor in Little Mountain Sound.
No, we were down for that barbecue or something.
Oh, the barbecue. I wasn't here for the barbecue. I was like, I was leaving just as you guys were coming in, I think. Yeah.
Then we were the first time in '83.
Yeah, well, actually, the first time I saw you guys was like on, we have a clip on Toronto Rocks and also on City Limits. So, as you can see, Bon Jovi's in the environment. All right, all right. All right, man, how you doing? Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Hi, we're Bon Jovi. We're rocking City Limits. We'll be right back. Don't you move.
Yeah. See ya. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give a Toronto welcome to Bon Jovi? Here they are in our studios.
Hey! What's happening? How you doing? Canada, what it is. Look, it's my favorite band. Oh, nice work. Cute kid, huh?
We had a couple of Italian friends down here who were wondering if you would say a couple words in Italian to the fans across the country.
Bon Jovi.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you love it?
That was cruel and torture the boy.
So how you guys doing?
Hey, well, we were better, yeah.
What is it? How do you feel when you look at that? I mean,
I was sick, sad, lonely, heavy.
Yeah, right. When you say, I feel.
was some of that stuff right off the stage at the beginning there? You just finished at the El Macombo?
The El Macombo in 1984, January or so of '84, and came here. Yeah, it was.
No, first we did the back room for some drinks, and then we rip and wear. That was our goal back then.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We used to let people dress us up, you know.
But you're feeling much better now. It's been a while. Obviously, it has been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We've got people that are going to be faxing us. We got people that are going to be phoning us. Right now, we'd like to give you the fax and the phone number so you can communicate with Bon Jovi in the environment here. They're going to be with us here for a while on Start Me Up. We're going to talk about the new album. The fax number first up. Here we go. The fax number is 1416591-MUCH, and the phone number is 1416265-MUCH. You too can phone Bon Jovi. 1-800. Oh, 1-800. So it's it like free today?
Forget it.
1-800 is free.
1-800 Bon Jovi.
Where you guys been? What have you been doing during your hiatus? I mean, we know about the solo albums, but I mean,
A lot. Since the end of the solo albums, we've been writing. It's been a solid year of writing, getting ready for the record, and then Bob Rock, who produced the record, we took a good 6 months to record it. So it's been a long process getting to here. You know, and now the single's out, the album is coming in 2 weeks, and we're having a little fun. While we were up here doing promotion, you know, we said, let's do a bar.
Yeah.
Let's go back and do a bar tonight. So it's just for fun. We're having a great old time again.
Now, how did the relationship grow with Bob Rock? Because you used Bob Rock and Bruce Fairbairn, and so how over the years did it come that Bob is now the guy?
Bob was the engineer on Slippery in New Jersey, and he and Bruce went their separate ways only because Bob had truly become, you know, a producer in his own right. And it really more or less came down to scheduling. But Bruce was going to be doing Aerosmith and wanted us to wait a little while, and then we had the opportunity to work with Bob. And we just felt that, you know, for this one, I thought it would be the right move.
Yeah, Bob's really come a long way. You know, while we were on the road working,
he really brought Metallica into a great place, and did a great job with Motley Crue, and just really.
It was a total pleasure working with him. It was just like never-ending ideas.
Yeah.
It was really great.
What did he bring to the party this time? Like, what did he say he wanted to do with you that was valuable?
I think what was said a year ago with him was experiment. We'll start approximately here, and we don't care when we end. We don't care how we get to that point. Let's just try everything, the kitchen sink. Yeah. I think that was the idea with Bob, is that there were no boundaries.
So, like, it wasn't a safe record?
No, not by any means.
Which is fun, you experiment. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to do basic tracks in 2 weeks, and we're going to do a week of keyboards, a week of guitars, a week of vocals, background vocals, you're done, you're out of there. Mm-hmm. We just experimented, and if you worked the whole day on something and it wasn't that good, come back the next day. Yeah. Which is fun, that way you take risks.
And what does Vancouver give you? Does Vancouver sort of...
Inspiration.
In many, many ways.
In many ways, yes.
The ways of inspiration.
If I didn't live in Jersey, I'd live in Vancouver.
Serious business?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
You think Vancouver's a good rock and roll town?
It's a great town. It's a great town. It's got everything that, I love living there. Yeah. Richie was saying we've spent a year and a half of our lives there.
Absolutely, yeah, between the 3 records, it's like our home away from home.
I guess we better play some video, and then we're gonna go to a few faxes because we got a few in.
Just don't play any of that early stuff.
What's? Oh, we want to go.
It's
Sorry,
crazy around.
we're gonna go to a break, and we'll be right back with more from Bon Jovi. Keeping the faith. In the environment with Bon Jovi. We're gonna go to the telephones right now. We have a question, I believe, from Ottawa. Ottawa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Do you have a question for the band?
Yes, I really feel to go back in the studio with the guys after 4 long years to John.
It felt great. It's been a long time, and to get back in there as a group was really what it's like to be in a band. When you play with side musicians, you really don't know what to expect. Though the end result can be great, it's really not a quote-unquote band, and that's what makes it the most fun.
Now, when you went back in the studio together, what did you bring from your solo projects? Like, what freedom did you find in all of your solo work? And not everybody probably knows what everyone did solo-wise, because there were some things that were hyped and some things that weren't. So let everybody know what you did solo-wise.
Well, I think basically the solo projects bring you a lot of confidence, And anytime you either do some songwriting or you're in the studio as a session musician or whatever you're doing, you're going to get better at it,
Yeah.
Every time you make a record, you're going to get, if you're aware, you're going to learn, and you're going to make make an achievement. You're going to do better. So, I walked in feeling very confident to this record that I was a better musician than before.
I think also when you do it on your own, you have to take up, there's not 5 guys, so you have to do the whole role yourself, so you learn a lot more facets about it. And then when you come back in, you just can't really explain it, can't put the words on it, but you just bring more to the party.
Yeah, it's like freedom of the heart. When you get away from each other for 4 years, and you start being yourself again, and not the unit after, actually 4 years together constantly. It felt good to get away, come back with a fresh head, heart, and you're feeling it. Just like it's rejuvenated. We're almost like we used to be in '83.
Yeah.
Almost.
Except there's a little thing, that makeup. That makeup is... So when you came back in fresh from all your, fresh from everything else, when you went down to St. Thomas to get together, was it, and you guys spent a lot of time in the Caribbean, by the way. What is it about the Caribbean that really inspires you?
It's the sun.
It's the brown bodies.
It's the brown bodies.
It's it was a place for us to get away. It's the kind of energy we have back is the energy that we had when we came in here in '83. It was funny because that's 10 years ago when you see on the video, and yeah, we looked pretty goofy, but in retrospect, you see the energy that the band had, that was 10 years ago, and after New Jersey, we were burned. We were just exhausted beyond human recollection. I can't, a lot of brain cells were lost that year,
Was that why things would get a little bit stressed then?
It wasn't between us, we never walked out of a room and said, oh yeah, I quit, oh yeah, you're fired. It was never like that. It was just after that last show. For instance, we played Guadalajara, this big stadium, 55,000 people, twice in the same day. Did a matinee for 55,000 people, pulled them out, pulled another 55 in. and had to play 2 shows because of the security in Mexico. And after those 2 shows, where you think we would have been maybe on top of the world, or said, boy, we made it, we lived through the tour, everybody just sort of like in a daze got into the van, went back to the hotel, packed their bags, and caught a flight to destinations unknown the next morning. No one said goodbye, no one said, you know, hey, go to hell. Everybody just disappeared.
I need sleep.
Yeah.
And we
You know, it was more like, rather than, oh, I quit or this or that, it was more like somebody was go, well, can you do another gig? And everybody felt bad if they would say no. You know, we'd all go, yeah, oh, yeah, I could do. And yet inside you're going, oh, sorry. But, you know, you go, oh, man, I don't know if I can, man. I have to really work myself up to do this. But that's how it was, you know. If somebody said, yes, they could do it, you'd go, well, okay, I can do it, too.
Come on,
Pretty soon, and management would go, can you do another gig? And we go, yeah, where are we going to go? Helsinki. Oh, great.
Now, you guys, you broke a few of your own rules on this album. I mean, you got like a 10-minute song on this album.
Yeah, Dry County's a 10-minute road trip. There were no rules on this album. That's how we set out to do it. Had we made New Jersey Part 2 or Slippery Part 3, I think anybody or everybody would have dismissed it. And we had to take it somewhere else. You know, I couldn't write Living on a Prayer again. There's just no way we could do it. It would have been, it's impossible. That song was 6, almost 7 years old. You couldn't repeat yourself.
Now, we've got the video for Bad Medicine coming up.
That one's okay. You played.
That one's okay?
That's a good one.
Okay. I keep forgetting, which video has Sam Kinison in it? Is it Bad Medicine?
It's the one. Yeah.
Okay, Sam was a real good friend of mine, and it broke a lot of our hearts. You spent a lot of time in some of his videos. You're in the band video, which is only out in America, by the way. Yeah, you guys are all over the place. How did it feel? I mean, just for those that didn't know the greatness of Sam and the genius of Sam, let's just talk about that.
He was a personal friend of ours. You know, I think we played Giant Stadium and had him MC it. You know, it's what, 75,000 people, and Sam was running the party. You know, I mean, he was a real close personal friend, and we were very shocked to hear.
Yeah, it was just devastating, you know.
Will there ever be another comic genius like Sam, you think?
Not in that angle.
Sam was truly on the edge at all times. You know, a little known fact is he was a good guitar player also.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good guitar player. I played with him a bunch of times, man. Yeah, he played the blues pretty well.
What's funny, the whole Wild Thing, we were doing Wild Thing at the David Foster baseball game for like 3 or 4 years running, you know, so it was like, wasn't a real surprise when he went to record it.
Right.
Although the video was quite interesting.
Yeah.
With Sam Kinison off the top, we have Bad Medicine, Bon Jovi, in the house. Cool.
These guys are great.
That's excellent.
We got Gordon from Halifax. Gordon.
Hey guys,
Hi.
Hi, Gordon.
How are you?
Hey.
I'm a little nervous here, so just bear with me here. I noticed, like, since the first through the fourth albums and on to John's solo albums, you guys have been changing a lot. And the first single, Keep the Faith, I thought was kind of like you two in a way, is more fucked up and that. I was wondering what kind of things I could expect on the new album from you guys. I'm really rare to hear it.
I think that the album is different. You know, had we repeated anything we'd done in the past, we all think it would have been boring. One thing I could tell you on this record is it's not the same old. It's the Bon Jovi album of the 90s, first one of the 90s.
Is there anything specific you could tell me about it? Like maybe...
Well, the Keep the Faith, for instance, as you've heard now here on Much Music, is very... well, rhythm-oriented. There's a song called Dry County that's it's just shy of 10 minutes long. It's our epic, I guess you'd say. There's, well, I don't know, there's a song called If I Was Your Mother, which lyrically, just alone, you know, is pretty different for us.
If I was your mother. It's very German, you know.
All right.
It's a pretty different record, Gordon. You'll have to see in a couple weeks.
Okay, I was wondering, are you guys going to tour around Halifax? Because if you guys want, you can stay here and get some free Canadian beer here.
Hey, well, you got us figured, you know, free drinks, that's us, you know.
Hey, Gordon, thanks for calling, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye, man.
All right.
See ya.
Now, when are you doing this this big launch with MTV where you're playing acoustic?
A week from Sunday, we're in New York at a location to be determined, and it's sort of our unplugged. But it's even going to be more than that because we're doing almost a retrospect of all the songs through the 5 albums, and it's a very intimate audience. I'd say it's bigger than the unplugged audiences, but yet it's small enough that there's going to be people on the stage with us. The unplugged stages are rather big. The stage will be more the size of the stages that you have here when people play in Much. You know, I mean, really intimate. Sitting there pulling on your legs saying, you know, play this song for me. It's going to be that kind of the Elvis comeback special kind of thing, you know, where they were all sitting in a circle. It's a lot like that.
It's sort of like an unplugged and a debut of the new stuff too.
Now, a lot of people don't know that you're actually the originators of the whole unplugged effort by MTV.
Yeah, Richie and I at the MTV Awards in 89. You know, they asked us to perform, and I've always found it pretty weird performing to other guys in other bands. So could you imagine, you know, you want to get the audience rocked, you know, you want to have a good time, you're on this television show, and then you got Madonna sitting in the front row going like, you know, right? So you know she's not going to be like standing on her seat like clapping, you know, all right, well, what are we going to do here? I know, let's just do what we do naturally, pick up 2 acoustics and do it. And we went out that afternoon, and for the ushers who were putting the programs on the seats, we said, we're going to play Living on a Prayer, we're going to play Wanted. You tell us what song to play. And Dick Clark is going, the show is going to air in 1 hour. You don't know what you're doing. We go, no, we don't know what we're doing yet. Sure enough, the ushers had to make it even more difficult. And they separated it, and they said, we want this one, and the other guy said, we want this one. We said, okay, let's do them both. And Dick Clark said, go for it, and so we did. And one thing turned into another, and MTV invented Unplugged because of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
We got another call from Montreal. Nadia? Nadia?
Hi.
How you doing?
All right. Hi, guys.
Hi, Nadia.
Nadia, how are you?
Okay. What I want to say was, you guys are really great. I love Keep the Faith.
Thank you.
And what I wanted to ask you was, when you guys are going to start touring?
January 13th, Pensacola, Florida.
Be there.
18 months. Yeah. We're going to go around the planet about 5 times.
When are you coming to Canada? That's what she really wants to know.
Yeah,
We'll be
probably
here in March. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll definitely be here in Toronto in March, Montreal, Vancouver.
Halifax for the free
I
beer?
would hope for Halifax for the free beer.
Chill the beer.
Yeah, we'll be doing a full Canadian run in March, and then come back again.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. Can't wait.
Thanks, Ben. Thank
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Let's talk about when you do cover songs, like most bands get together. When you guys first got together, what songs were you doing other than the originals that you had?
Right there.
When you do cover songs, what do you do?
Anything we like.
Yeah, it's pretty varied.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah?
name it standard or, I don't know.
Do you ever do the Phil Lynott song "Boys Are Back in Town" in concert? at
Well,
all?
yeah, we did it to death.
Did you really?
Yeah, we used to do it all the time. These guys hate it. I go, boys are back.
Especially in Europe.
Yeah, especially in Europe.
But it kind of meant something.
It did.
When we would get back into it, kind of meant something. We like to do cover songs that mean something.
Yeah.
Like we do a little Help from My Friends and stuff like that. They have good meanings, right?
What can we expect tonight? Because tonight you're going to be
It's
doing
a free
this
for
thing.
all. You know, I mean, we're playing a club tonight, which again, you know, we're looking back on when we played the Elma Combo. It's a free for all. We're going in there to do some old, some new. I don't know the set until I get there.
Okay.
We'll do some covers. We'll take requests, and it's not like we go in there for 40 minutes. We're really looking forward to going out and doing these bars. You know, now that we've actually done 4 of them. We played Jersey last week. We played, like Dave said, Connecticut the night after that. And now it's like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this again. You know, now I want to do 30 clubs. You know, I'm having a blast.
They're really fun.
You know,
The Bon Jovi Club Tour.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Cool.
It's a party.
The roadies are walking around going, but I'm digging it. You know.
Good. We got Wanted Dead or Alive. We're going to play that and be right back with more from Bon Jovi in the environment. Taking phone calls and faxes and standing outside. If you happen to be like driving around, cruise down here. Before the Blue Jays game, of course. In the environment live with Bon Jovi. Yeah.
But all the cool people.
Yes.
Yes.
Loyal fans.
Loyal, more than
Kids
loyal
are great,
fans.
man.
love you.
I think we've got a question outside, but before we go outside, we're going to go... Oh, we got Judy in the street? Okay. Judy, go ahead. Ask your question.
Johnny? Johnny's always got influence in everything I do, man. He's like, to me, he was a big reason why I can't dance. That's Southside's fault, you know? Southside's like my hero, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, well, more people should get hip to his trip. Thanks.
Tell people about Southside.
Southside Johnny, so everybody's got their guys that almost made it. You know, I guess, let me try to think of a Canadian equivalent. Probably it was like your Barney Bentall, or prior to this record, Tom Cochran, or in Pittsburgh there was the Iron City House Rockers. In LA it was Jack Mack and a Heart Attack. On the East Coast it was Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. And when Bruce Springsteen got a record deal, his buddies were the Jukes, and they got a record deal next, but they always lived in his shadow and never really happened. But Johnny was a big influence on me, and was always a good friend. And so I sang on his most recent record along with Bruce and Lil Steve, and we all got together and tried to help the Jukes one more time, you know. And so I actually went out on the road with him as a guitar player, just sat in the back, played rhythm guitar, and sang backgrounds, you know. So he's my hero, and he's the reason why I definitely can't dance.
Now tell people about the James Brown story, when you guys met James Brown.
Oh, James was
Mr. Brown.
Actually,
Mr. Brown.
You should tell the story.
Well, you know, I just walked up to him and I said, James, how's it feel to be out of jail? He said, I feel good. I can't celebrate.
Yeah.
He was at A&M where we were finishing up the album. There's 4 studios. We had 3 of them and he had 1, and it was like the last night we were trying to get everything done so Bob could get on an airplane to New York to master the record. We had been celebrating a little bit, and I saw these ocean of bodyguards. I mean, in a recording studio with the earphones, like looking like CIA and Secret Service and what have you. And in the middle is James Brown, and you know, you see him, and they see some kid coming toward him, and they immediately go for the you know, the vest.
For the vest.
You know, you go, whoa, time. You know, I'm in the other studios here, and you go, Mr. Brown, it's an honor to meet you, and he goes, God bless you. You know, he's great.
We're going to go to the telephones now. We got Dominique on the phones.
Yeah?
You have a question for Bon Jovi, Dominique.
Yes, I do. Why did you call the album Keep the Faith?
Why did you call the album Keep the Faith?
Actually, the album was going to be called Believe, and it, you know, after the first song on the album called I Believe, and actually that got shot out of the water by the Reebok sneaker company, who decided to use the slogan I Believe, and then when Bill Clinton started saying it and Marky Mark names an album and we were looking for a title, and really thought that Keep the Faith summed up the feeling of the band, our feeling as far as what's going on in the world right now, and in these trying times, you know, you got to keep the faith. We just thought that it really worked, and it wasn't ever going to be the first single, and you know, I think it surprised us all, and when it was really finished, you know, we realized this was the way to go.
Great.
Okay.
I love you guys.
Thanks, Tommy. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, there's a lot of things that happened since you guys were last in the studio together, most notably Ice-T, Body Count, Major 2 Live Crew, Censorship, the whole thing. Were there any things that you thought about putting on the album that you didn't because you thought, well, people may take it this way or that way or the wrong way? Did you watch your lyrical content at all? Did this come into play?
No, it really didn't. You know, I just, I didn't see the need personally to write anything that would have ended up being censored. I think I got a lot of those emotions out and said them in a way that we could say them, you know, and not worry about the censorship idea. But I wouldn't really be conscious of it. If somebody wanted to sticker it because they didn't like my viewpoints, I don't like it, but I wouldn't change my ways because of it. You know what I mean? I can endorse what anybody's right to, you know, freedom of speech.
What about voting? I mean, you guys, you're all voting this year?
Yeah.
We've got a referendum coming up.
Absentee ballot. Yeah.
Absentee ballot?
Yeah, because we'll be out of the country.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotta vote.
Gotta vote.
Gotta vote.
Gotta vote, man.
Gotta be in it to win it.
It's a privilege, man.
We've got a referendum coming up on the 26th where we're going to decide on a new constitution or not. And, you know, we're just trying to make sure that young people get out, inform themselves, register, and then it almost doesn't matter which side you vote as long as you're informed and you do exercise that right.
You know, it's pretty amazing. In Australia, we have a guy who works for us in Australia, and they actually get fined if you don't vote. It's against the law to not vote.
Yeah, you get a fine, which is pretty hip. You think that should really
Cost you $100 not to vote.
I don't know if I like
rather vote.
I like the idea that everybody should vote. You know, I mean, on MTV, for instance, in America, both Bill Clinton and Albert Gore have been on talking to the kids, letting them know the issues, letting them know what's happening. And George Bush is saying, I'm not going on any teeny bopper station. Man, you know, why would you think that we don't understand what you're talking about, George, you know? Wise up.
It's hard. It might be a chore to educate yourself sometimes, but you know, you have to take the time to do it because you have control of your own destiny.
Yeah. And one thing music fans should realize too is that it's their pressure that helped to ease the situation in South Africa a lot. So they actually do have a vote by working through groups like Amnesty, but just working towards those goals, buying those records, and also supporting those ideals. We got Living on a Prayer right here. Let's take a little break. Bon Jovi on Much Music in Stereo. Slippery. Uh-oh, we're back. Oh, look, out in the street, out in the street. This is it, this is it.
They keep it warm out there.
Yeah. So now let's do a little round robin here. A little round robin starting in the back there, gentlemen. What were you doing on your time off? What did you do?
The stupid thing I did is I fell off my motorcycle, cracked my collarbone and a rib, and spent about 6 months all strapped up like this, you know, so it's a bummer.
Okay.
Nice, huh?
That was terrible.
Yeah, okay.
I did Richie's record, and then right after that, after all the years we've been on the road, I needed to take a break, so I worked on Corvettes. Hung out in my, like Bob Vila. I need more garage space and a bed, that's all I want.
You built that boat.
I built a boat, too.
Built a boat?
Yeah. I'm nuts.
Pretty cool.
But I enjoy that. It's my vacation.
Yeah.
I worked on Richie's record, and I did a movie soundtrack. I scored a movie called The Netherworld. A sci-fi flying hand of Satan kills people kind of thing.
Your first scoring?
Yeah, I just did another one too called Conflict of Interest with Judd Nelson's in it.
Okay.
Doing that on the side a little bit.
Cool.
It's a good day job.
Yeah, it's a good day job. It's good work if you can get it, you know?
Yeah.
I worked on Richie's record.
I worked on Richie's record.
I worked on Richie's record. Yeah, I had a good time. That's and right after I did a small tour, and then actually I was up here in Toronto.
Yeah, you were up here on tour.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I took 3 days off, and me and Charlie
got to work together with some of your heroes.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Eric Clapton, unbelievable. It was like, you know, something that you'll always remember. You know, into the prom, your wedding day or something like that.
And you did some work with Hall & Oates. They were in here.
Yeah, did the Hall & Oates track, co-produced that and co-wrote it, and that was a thrill, you know, because Daryl, what a singer. My God, you know. When we cut the vocals for that track, I was sitting behind the console, you know, and I got the sense that he sort of went, okay, now check this out. And I got it, Daryl. He just sat there one take, sang like a bird, and I said, well, that was easy. I mean, I literally cut the whole track with them in 3-4 days. It was over, done.
You know what's funny? We asked us what we do on our days off, and we were all working, man.
Yeah.
So you didn't vacation until you really got back together.
You know, it was funny. It was, no, not very much time to do nothing. You know, I mean, though we've been off the road for 2.5 years, everybody was doing something. You know, everybody was really keeping busy in other avenues, trying to bring something back to the camp, you know. And it wasn't until now that we're out, you know, doing this kind of stuff that it's the vacation again, you know. Yeah.
So now, what are you looking forward to doing most this year on this tour?
Yeah. We were just saying before, I can't wait I wish the tour was now.
Well, it kind of is with the club tour. I mean, you've been smashing up clubs, tearing up towns, and driving fans crazy. Because you're back.
Taking them to the street.
Yeah, cool.
That's what we do.
We're just about to go on a 6-week worldwide promotional tour. We're going to do the Earth in 6 weeks.
Yeah. We're going everywhere.
The planet
in
in 6 weeks.
countries or so, and start November 1st. We go to Europe and then zip around Australia, the Far East, Mexico, South America, and,
Pacific Rim,
and
Hong
zip
Kong.
it around by Christmas. And then January we start the real deal.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If there was one message you wanted fans to get out of this, because Keep the Faith really is a message in troubled times, a message that a lot of people need to get through.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I mean, that is the message. You know,
It's a motto, you know, it's kind of
Works for us.
It's something when you're feeling down, you know, you just gotta. Faith is a kind of a weird thing because it's like a blind exist. You know what I mean? It's like so blind. You know why, but you have to get through it. Yeah.
When you were writing this record, what did you go back and listen to that you really dug from the old days? Because there were some things I'm sitting there going, hey, I hear some things in there that.
There was a lot of Stones. The movies, what was it, 3x5 and Love You Lot, no, that's the album. What was that other film?
The one that they were doing when they were recording.
Yes. Yeah.
Give Me Shelter?
Give Me Shelter.
Give Me Shelter.
We had them on this, must have been 10 or 15-foot screen in the studio on a constant loop.
Yeah.
You know, so while you're recording, you know, you're playing and you're looking up and there's like Mick and Keith doing their thing. Or, you know, I found for me it was a lot of Stones this time on film and on records and going back to, you know, the cool that they have.
I heard a little bit of, I heard a little bit of Grand Funk in there. You know, I heard just a touch, and I heard a twinge of T-Rex in there too. You know, I was sort of like,
that's good. That's very good. I think that the influences are so varied between the five of us and then the input that Bob had.
Yeah.
It just becomes like a mishmash, and then it becomes a Bon Jovi record because it's that. You know, I mean, it sure was a lot of fun making this record.
Did Bob become like the sixth member of the band?
Most definitely. Yeah. Because he's a player, he's a songwriter, he's got his own band. If we take a support act, I'd like to take him with us.
Yeah?
You know, yeah, it'd be fun.
Cool.
Plus I could put him to work.
The sixth Bon Jovi.
No, you know,
mixing our sound.
it'd be nice, yeah. I mean, we could be recording out there, we could do lots of stuff. It'd be fun. And I could give him a break at the same time, you know, get him out there on the road again.
Cool,
So-
yeah, because he just finished this album, Rockhead.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rockhead, coming out in January, buy it.
Cool. Fellas, thank you very, very much for being here. We really,
Thank the fans out
appreciate
here.
it. Thank you guys.
Great.
Thank you guys.
And thank you at home for phoning and faxing.
Yeah.
So, did you love it? You have fun? Cool. Cool. Good enough. Looking forward to tonight. Really a lot. This is going to be great.
Bar time.
Bar time.
This is my opportunity to say, tip your bartenders.
That's right. The next 15 minutes,
It's hard to say that at the
Kamikaze
Sky
special.
Dome, you know?
Kamikaze special.
Fellas, thanks again. We're going to keep the faith.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, that was good.
Hey. Thank you.